Alright, here we go. So, um, I'm here doing the thing, and I was gonna start stream earlier today, but then it was like, oh, the Switch 2 Direct is this morning. So I just decided, well, I'm gonna watch that and, like, maybe talk a bit about that when I go on stream. I didn't want to just, like, like, I guess where I'm at anymore is I don't feel safe streaming like game announcements or anyone else's stuff just for fear of like copyright or anything like that, or copyrighted music, all kinds of weird stuff like that. Anyway, but I figured the reason why I don't really talk very much, sorry, on these streams is because I'm focused on what I'm playing and I don't really have anything to talk about or anyone to bounce off of. So I figured, why don't I just like talk about what I think of some of the stuff that they talked about in the direct while I play game. And I think that would be pretty fun. Um, but yeah, I'm back playing Sulfur again. I'm absolutely addicted to playing this game. I'm adjusting my audio levels a little bit because it seems like I'm peaking. Alright, there we go. I'm a little bit. I didn't get as much sleep last night as I did yesterday, but I'm still energetic and kind of ready to go do the thing and whatnot. So yeah, let's get into it. I forgot to turn on game audio. Hold on. Here we go. Game audio is on. Alright. No collection. Right. So we have just like a bunch of stuff. I'm quickly running out of room in my storage for things. So we have some gear stashed up now, which is pretty good.
Oh.
Get some money out.
Oh.
Buy a bunch of 9mm ammo. Sell the poker chips. Probably sell some of this stuff. Alright. Everything's kind of in one piece except the helmet.
Fantastic.
Let me money first.
Go over map.
there looks good. Can she make a grilled cheese? So we got healing items, we got ammo, I have all my money on me still. Alright. I think, so what the plan is to, I wanna get that ranked up so I can put the pesticide scroll on it and see what kind of wacky stuff that does. But I think for now it's just better if we just go in. Take this as a warm-up run for the day. Also, I don't play this game off stream. That was a lag spike and a half. Something, there's probably games in the background updating or something. Ow. So I don't play this game off stream at all. I probably will eventually once I start getting more comfortable with playing it, because I have it on my Steam Deck. Reason why is because a friend of mine said, hey, if you want like an incentive to like stream, why don't you make it so that you're only able to play your game, you should only you can see how tired I am this morning with me slurring my words constantly, but anyway. Basically he said, why don't you use it as an incentive to stream stuff more. So I was like, okay, that sounds reasonable. So that's what I'm doing, is basically I'm telling myself, hey, the only time you're allowed to play this game you like is on stream. And you know, I figure that's a pretty reasonable thing to do, right? Pretty uneventful floor, that one. Fastest way to run is holding your blade. Okay. That's an awful lot of them. Well, at least they're dropping some food, some healing items. I'm just lost in thought as per usual. Hot shot oil. Not really a fan. Like, yeah, it boosts your damage a ton, but you can't aim it anymore. This is just a... Okay, so that's just a straight up bottle of liquor, okay. That's funny. Yeah, there's definitely some games updating in the background.
Oh. Oh. I just straight damage. Okay. Sadly, that's out of my price range. Mushroom. They made the mistake of fucking in the acid. It's highly unfortunate for them. Well, there's only really one way to go. You want that? Okay. Cool.
minor amount of senseless goblin slaughter. You know? It's gotta happen. It happens sometimes, you know? Okay, well that happened. I'm a little... behind, like, in terms of my brain functioning today. Yeah. Gob. It is I, the Gob. So did you watch the direct, Chris? Or no? Yeah. Yeah, it is peak. Very peak. Yeah. Also, Elden Ring on the Switch. That's pretty cool. New Mario Kart. I still haven't played the Mario Kart for the Switch, the original Switch, because I don't like having to pay for online services on my game consoles that I pay triple digits for. You know? But yeah, I mean, I think honestly, just for the single player stuff, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Apparently it's $450, and I'm like, that's I think Nintendo looked over at what Steam's been doing with the Steam Deck, and we're like, okay, so we've gotta price this thing a little more competitively, you know? But then again, for them, it's not hard for them to just be like, oh, okay, well, we can just eat a bit of profit to like edge into the market a little bit, you know? Yeah. Yeah, but my problem now is my original Switch, because I have like the one of the first generation Switches. I don't think it's gonna be worth much money anymore. I don't think I'm gonna be able to trade it in for anything. It's kind of where I'm at, 'cause I'm like, well, I would like to get one. It's just with how little money I make, just in general, I don't think I'd be able to afford one at launch. And plus, at launch, it's probably gonna get scalped anyways, just like everything does right now. Yeah. I guess since they said that some games are not going to be backwards compatible in the Switch 2, having the original Switch is still a pretty good idea. Because it's like only select games are going to be compatible, and some of them you just legitimately have to pay for to get the extra features. Which, if the upgrades are reasonably priced, I don't see how that's I don't see how that's... Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at, but at the same time, I thought like the Switch, like Nintendo's marketplace had a bit of a problem with getting like just junk thrown on it a lot of the time for digital stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I figured like that they would, you know, do something different with the store this time around. 'Cause it's like, can I make... My inventory is just full of junk. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting how it's like, it's just Donkey Kong. Or are you talking about the Mario Kart game, or are you talking about the new Donkey Kong Odyssey game? Yeah. Another thing that I thought was really weird for being absent from the Direct was Splatoon, considering that it's probably, at least to me, probably one of Nintendo's most popular franchises that they own. Why am I hearing... Oh. Dogs. Oh, there's a man. Yeah, I was gonna say it would have been it would be very interesting to see Splatoon with mouse controls, because I always figured like I was always kind of okay at Splatoon, but I always thought that, like, man, if this game had mouse controls, like, this game would be incredible. It would be awesome. But, you know, maybe it'll happen eventually. I don't think they'll just like not do mouse control. I don't think they'll just like not do Splatoon. I think it'll be like one of those eventual release kind of things. Because like, even today, they didn't say that this would be if I'm remembering correctly, I think they said that that wouldn't be like the full lineup at launch. Yeah. See, I didn't, like, even though I have, like, all the expansions and stuff for Splatoon 3, I just barely played it because I didn't really, because again, I don't really like having to pay, you know, pay for Nintendo Switch Online. Hey, don't get me wrong, the game's fun, it's just, I just find myself just not having that much fun with it anymore. Oh good, we have a maze section. Yeah, honestly, I would like it if they gave us just like they gave us like a expansion or something for 3. Like they just do what they did with what they're doing with Odyssey for the Switch 2, where it's just like, oh, you can pay like you can pay to upgrade to the new version that just has like better graphics and stuff, and just has yeah. I just feel like they would be missing a pretty big opportunity if they didn't do anything with Splatoon for the Switch 2. It's like improved gyro controls, mouse control options, like, you know, I could definitely see that being something. So what it seemed like they were doing, so I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure when they were showing off games that would be getting the upgrade packages, I think they showed off, I think Odyssey was one of them mentioned.
Oh.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I agree, but I could definitely see someone using it. Like, say for example, you just don't have. Let's say for example, you're um, what was it? Like, yeah, I agree for me personally as well that having the the C button is kind of useless. But the way I see it, um, Discord as a service is just becoming like so unreliable. I feel like we're gonna see it sometime soon where um Discord just falls off the face of the earth and we're kind of just stuck with nothing again. So I feel like having a service built into the console as a backup is a pretty smart move for them. Cause like, yeah, yeah, I only remember using it like once or twice, and the few times that I did use it, I was just like, I don't know how to feel about this. Also, I think it's funny that there are people just like foaming at the mouth right now because Silk Song got a release date for this year, and it's like they didn't even do a trailer for it. It was literally just like in the here are the games from some of our other developers, and it's just like literally 5 seconds of brand new gameplay for Silk Song, and everyone's going crazy on the internet about it. Personally, I'm yeah. Yeah, I was watching another streamer do a live reaction of it, and they literally paused the live stream to like it's just say, hold on, you guys didn't like literally just put Silk Song in for 5 seconds and be like, oh yeah, by the way, Silk Song's coming out this year. And I was like, that's hilarious. We love that. I also think that it's interesting that FromSoft is doing an exclusive game for the Switch. They're doing like a exclusive Souls-like game for the Switch. I think that's kind of yeah, it's exclusive to the Switch. That's what they said during the announcement. It said it launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. So literally now all the Nintendo fanboys get to laugh at people because it's the same situation as Bloodborne for the PlayStation. Yeah, I'm trying to remember like some of the other stuff that I saw. Like, I also think the whole Mario Kart world with it being open world is kind of cool. Cause I feel like that's like a very what am I thinking here? Like you can go back and watch, but uh yeah. I thought like I thought the transformations and like the outfits thing was kind of cool. I'm just sitting here thinking like, man, they're probably like, I don't want to like say I'm right or wrong on this, but I feel like Nintendo might be uh, pretty quickly going the way of like the modern video game developers with like putting microtransaction stuff in their games, where it's like, where it's like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, yeah, yeah. My question is, do you think it's gonna be like they're gonna do what they did with with like their mobile game kind of thing, or do you think it's gonna be like uh either it'll be, you think it'll be purchasable with like coins that you earn during race, or do you think it'll be like you have to explore the world to find like Easter eggs to unlock new outfits? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll see like what my finances look like in a few months, but I'm not I'm probably not going to be getting one at launch. I'm probably gonna wait till Christmas to get one, like when it's around the time it's on sale or something, because I don't know. I don't know if like a brand new Switch console would go on sale around Christmas. Maybe. Probably not on launch year though. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, maybe Black Friday. I don't think I explained it to you, but this was kind of what we're doing right now is kind of what I wanted this stream to be, where it's just like, oh, I kind of treat the stream like we're hanging out in a voice call, and I am just like live streaming game, like for screen sharing kind of thing, and we're just talking about random stuff the entire time. But yeah, I definitely, yeah, it is indeed nice. I'm just, I guess because I kind of got burned when I bought my Series X. I wasn't really sure if I'm not really sure anymore if I'm like into buying consoles anymore, because I really just don't like having to pay a yearly subscription fee to play video games online. Like maybe if I had a game, that just like really held my attention a lot, I think I think that would be pretty cool. But anymore, I'm just having trouble finding games that do that. Like this game specifically is an example of a game that I'm having a lot of fun playing. And it's currently it's PC only. So I'm just like, what am I gonna do? You know? No money. Alright. Let's do a little bit of experimentation with some cooking ingredients. See what kind of fun stuff we can make. Yeah, it's kind of like they're trying to go with like a spin-off of the new movie design. I agree. I'm not a big fan of it either. But I could kind of see what they're going with it. Personally, I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah. I do think that the original, like the Donkey Kong Country Returns design was pretty good because it was literally just Donkey Kong in a tie. But I also feel like it's a bit of, what is it? What am I thinking of here? But I also think it's a bit of a case of like, what am I thinking of here? I guess they didn't want people to perceive him as like naked or something. I don't know. That's just a guess. I don't know. I'm just not sure if they want like I'm not sure what they were thinking with the design really. And yeah, I do like that that instead of like with every new like Odyssey-esque entry, they're not changing the overall designs every time. I think I think them keep so my idea is that I think they're trying to keep a consistent art style because it makes the games faster. It makes it easier for them to develop them faster because they can just reuse some parts of Mario Wonder and just do the Mario Odyssey and just do the same thing.
Oh.
trying to think if there were any other new games that they were talking about. Oh yeah. So yes, there it is. There's the Nintendo. Yep. I think see, this is kind of one of the reasons why I've been saying that the market really is with indies right now, because they price their stuff pretty low. I just don't like I really love Mario Kart. Mario Kart Wii took up a lot of my time when I was younger, but at the same time, I don't feel like spending just that much money on I don't feel like spending that much money on a single video game. Mario Kart World's gonna be $80, and then what? Nintendo Switch Online is gonna be an additional $120 a year, or is it $60 a year? I can't remember, but I wouldn't be surprised if for the Switch 2 they also up the price of that. Hold on a sec. I want to check that. How much is? Let me pull up on my other monitor. Let's see. Let me check here. Switch Online membership. I want to see the pricing and plans. Okay, my apologies. For individuals, it's only $20 a year for the basic version, but it's $50 if you want like the emulator parts. To get some of the emulators like the Game Boy Advance N64, Mario Kart 8 Booster Course Pass, Happy Home Paradise stuff for New Horizons, Octo Expansion, Sega Genesis online stuff. Yeah, and GameCube is going to be potentially added into that as well. Can you just buy the expansions for the thing individually, or do you have to have the subscription to use them in the first place? Yeah. There is one thing I will say I'm excited for about so there are two big reasons why I would want to get the Switch 2 for online with the GameCube expansion, because two of the games, I think three of the games that they mentioned would be in there that they showed in the starting lineup was Wind Waker, because I've never played Wind Waker before. There's also F-Zero. I forgot about that one. There's Pokemon Coliseum. The first Coliseum game is also included, and I've never gotten a chance to play that either. But the thing that I was trying to get back around to, and that I just remembered was, so I assume, Chris, you're not like really big in the VTuber community with like what games are generally played in collaborations between other VTubers. I'm just gonna assume I don't fully know. Yeah. So one of the like pinnacle quintessential games that a lot of uh the more corporate VTubers play because it's a safer game and you can play it with a bunch of other people is Mario Party. And if you remember correctly, a lot of the new Mario Party features in the past, yeah, require the use of the camera. The whole point of being a VTuber for a lot of people is anonymity and not showing your face, especially the corporate VTubers because they can't. They most of them are physically not allowed to show their face at all. So basically, a bunch of VTubers just lost one of their main party games that they can play with each other. Unless they can figure out some way to have it so that you don't have to use the camera to play a bunch of the new games, which I don't think there is. I just don't see a way for them to I just don't see a way for them to be able to play the game anymore, which kind of sucks. Yeah. I mean, they have a whole I mean, it seems like some of it is separated into its own entire different mode. Like it's a completely separate experience to the yeah. Like it's probably just a separate thing that you can just turn off. Again, we won't really know until we get our hands on it. So, what am I'm trying to like think through some of the other stuff. Um oh yeah. Uh Bowser Live thing to me just looked like the Connect 2, yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking, is that most of the games that require you to have like your face are all in that mode. Also, I think it's a really, really big missed opportunity that they didn't put the new WarioWare game as a launch title for the Switch 2. Because you can do a lot of fun stuff with the new stuff that they've added. But I think the teams are different that work on those games. I don't think that specific team is yeah. Yeah, I think they'll just end up making a brand new game. Uh Trying to think here for a moment. Use my brain a little bit. Think about some other things that I saw that I was like, well, that's interesting. Oh yeah. I think the game that shows off like secrets about like the Switch 2, like the learning all about the features thing, I think that should have just been an included game with the Switch 2. I don't think it's a good idea that they just said, oh, it's paid for. But I guess it kind of depends on how much it costs, but given that it's like Yeah. I just think it would have been a better idea for them to just make that like a like just part of the thing, like they did with face raiders for like the 3DS or something like that, where it's just like, oh, here's all the cool stuff that you can do with your Nintendo Switch. Here's how all the features work, you know? I don't think it was a good idea for them to just like say, oh, hey, here's like a little demo that shows off all of the features of our console, but sorry, you have to pay the price for entry to be able to play it. Like, I think the concept of it's pretty cool, but I don't think. Yeah. I'm honestly surprised they didn't do more of like the what is it? I'm surprised they didn't do more like bundled software, and that the only like special edition that's launching with it is one that comes with Mario Kart. But I mean, for me, that'd probably be one of the few reasons why I would want to get my hands on it, is like to play Mario Kart. Something similar to that. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think as we get closer and closer to as we get closer to launch, we'll see some more launch titles be announced. I mean, hey, they could just like right before it launches, just say, oh hey, by the way, Splatoon 4 smiley face or something like that. Though I highly doubt that'll actually happen. Like, I could definitely see them doing a what is it? I definitely could see them doing a like a Mario Party bundle. They might. I mean, they keep saying stuff about like new what's it? Stuff about like a new I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but they keep saying stuff of like new gyro controls and whatnot. I think it's possible we might,
Hell.
I don't know. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I return from the bathroom. All right. Let's get back to it. There we go. All right. I didn't really like what is it? I was trying to sit there and think for a moment like what else like in that showcase was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think Kirby Air Ride be pretty cool. I'm not really familiar with the original game, with the original Air Ride game, so I'm not like sure how I feel about it just yet. Cause like I know that Air Ride was like an older game. I did find it funny that Sakurai was like, yeah, I'm kind of just. I think he more or less said that. I don't think he said that he was done making games. I think he just said he was done doing Smash. Oh, samurai armor. Plus 10 armor plus 100% melee damage. Okay. Ah. Interesting indeed. I am in the water, please help. What is that, in the new Donkey Kong game or in the original Air Ride game? Ah, yeah. That's what I figured. I'll have to go back and watch it all again myself. Cause I'm a little, I'll be honest, I'm a little out of it right now. But hey, I'm just happy that there's a new Donkey Kong game. Just after all this time, new Donkey Kong game. And the fact that it has both like the Odyssey style like 3D. It has both Odyssey style 3D levels as well as 2D traditional sections. I think that looks pretty cool. And I'm getting a bit of a headache. I'm not used to yapping this much. Usually I guess this is kind of the other reason why I started doing this, because usually when I'm in a voice call with other people, everyone else is doing all the yapping and I'm just sitting there in the corner with just like twiddling my thumbs, just not sure when to join in on the conversation or talk about anything. So this kind of helps a lot, because it's just like, oh, you know, I can just sit here and yap all the time and like, what is that? In the MK world, the new characters are Goomba, Hammer Bros, Monty Mole, Spike, Nabbit, Charge and Shock. He's a penguin and a dolphin. That's what I remember seeing. Do we not have like, I guess my question is like, are some of the classic characters from, like, some of the, like, crossover characters from 8 still there? Like, is there no, like, my question is there no Inkling? Is there no, like, you know, characters from other franchises available in the game? Or is it just Mario characters? Yeah. Because if it had, like, crossover characters, that would be pretty cool. Ow. Hmm. Yeah, I'm like, I think honestly Nintendo, like in terms of being a good home console, I think Nintendo definitely has it in them to do this. Like for the Switch 2 to just be a commercial success, because already, one, it's cheaper than any of the offerings currently from it's at its starting price, the only other console, like its alleged MSRP, because they haven't announced it just yet, its price is very competitive compared to a lot of other streaming like game consoles. Um, the only two like main kind of consoles in terms of home consoles that I could think of off the top of my head, like from first party developers that beats it in price, is the Xbox Series S for a like modern new console. Not like a Not talking about like previous gen stuff. The Series S's MSRP is technically $400, but that comes with the caveat of it has no disc tray. It has to be connected to the internet to play games. It's a streaming box. It's not an actual game console. You stream and download almost every game onto it. It's a digital only console. Whereas the Switch 2, it's cartridge based and can also download games from on the internet. So for an extra $50, you get a console that technically can run games. I'm curious to see what the actual performance of it is, but technically you have a home console that can run games at 1280p at no, what is it? At 4K for $450. Now I'm still tempted to see like what other games get put on it, because it's already looking like the lineup is pretty good. What's the question is, if one is getting a Switch 2, what is the point of getting Prime 4 and ZA? What are you asking, like, what's the point of getting a Switch 2 if ZA and Prime 4 are going to be available on the original Switch? My biggest thing would be just performance, because it seems like the hardware in the Switch 2 is a lot better than the original Switches, and I assume, and this is just me assuming based on, like, you know, logic and past experience, I don't think ZA is going to run very well at all in the original Switch, much less the Switch Lite or the prior to getting the Switch 1 versions of the Switch 2 versions are already out and superior. Yeah. I feel like it's more of a point of, like, people are just like, so let me give you an example from, it's like, let me give you an example of a game that I'm familiar with from back in the day that falls into the same category. Alright? So back when Call of Duty Black Ops 3 or 4, I think it was 3 came out, it had two versions for the Xbox. It had a 360 version and an Xbox One version. The Xbox One version ran perfectly fine, very good video game. Like, you know, it's an okay Call of Duty title, right? The 360 version is one of the most unoptimized, poorly performing in terms of looking and running games that I've ever played on the 360. They literally made it look like a mobile game and it still ran terribly. So I feel like it's more of a case of, yeah, so basically what ZA is going to be, exactly. So what's going to happen is they're going to launch it, and it's just not going to run correctly, like at all. My guess is like they're going to launch it and then it's going to be like, oh, we have what is it? They're going to launch it. It's not going to. So my whole thing was what had happened. What my guess was with the I feel like this is a similar situation to what happened with Black Ops 3 for Call of Duty with 360. That was basically the same year that the what was it? I don't think it was the exact same year the Xbox One came out. I think that was the year the One S and One X came out, or was it earlier? I think that was the same year the One S and One X came out. So the previous console generation to the current one. And what they had done is they had spent so much dev time just making a version for the 360 that they just launched it anyways and just expected people to buy it. I feel like this is going to be a similar situation where people are not going to have the money to. They're not going to have the money. A similar situation to me where, like, I'm not going to have the money to just go out and buy or have enough money to trade in for a new Switch, the Switch 2. So I'm going to be stuck on the original Switch, and I'm going to want to play this new game when it comes out. So what it's going to end up being is you're going to have people who are like, oh, I really want to play ZA, but I don't have the new Switch, nor do I have the money to buy it. So you're going to end up with a bunch of people who are getting violently angry online because they bought basically they bought the version for the Switch and it doesn't perform well. It's gonna be just like Scarlet and Violet was on launch. It's just not gonna run well. And Scarlet and Violet still doesn't run well sometimes. So that's my opinion, at least. I just think it's gonna come out. It's just not going to be a good time for anyone when it comes out, but I mean, they showed gameplay of it running on the Switch 2 at the showcase, and it looked like it ran really well, and it looked good. Yeah, it was just really bad. I feel like what happened is basically Game Freak going through growing pains of switching over from the traditional like 2.2D to 2.5D thing that they've been doing to 3D, and they've just not been having a good time with it. feel like that's where we're at right now. Is Game Freak is still trying to figure their stuff out, and it's not going well for them. Yeah, and also going from handheld to home console. Banana. And think about it like this too. I mean, they've had 2 Pokemon generations, 1 console generation in 7 years to figure this out. Yeah. But here's my thing. Where I think my thing is like they not only now do they have, so the Switch 2 I believe has 2 performance modes in it. It has its docked mode where it has like the fan running, so technically it can run faster. It's like playing a game on a laptop where it'll like when the laptop is actually plugged into the wall, it'll run faster and perform better, but when it's on battery, it just doesn't do well. So what I'm thinking is that the Switch 2 is going to have a performance mode when it's in handheld mode, and it just doesn't, it like throttles itself on purpose. So what I'm thinking as well is that Game Freak is like, okay, so we have this cool new version, this cool new game console that basically solves our biggest problem, which is performance, by having like just better hardware overall. So what I'm feeling like is they're doing the modern developer thing of being like, okay, well, if we have this new console that's more powerful, we don't need to like optimize it as well. Or maybe they're just using the new hardware to like just say, okay, well, we've optimized it as best as we can previously, but the hardware has been holding us back. And now that we have new hardware, we can just say, okay, well, we're gonna make the game as best as we can now. Like, I hate saying it because it's become such a fucking, like, stupid, just junky thing that's been going on in games media recently. It's like, oh, Pokemon, it's like, this new game from company is a return to form of their original development cycle, right? Like, maybe ZA might actually be like the last Legends game was actually really good. I'm thinking like, hey, if they do well on this, like, legitimately it might turn around some of the negative sentiment they have about them just being really lazy with the Pokemon IP. I just think Game Freak higher-ups are greedy bastards that give no... Yeah. I get that a lot sometimes too, with... Like, I kinda... Like, I could definitely see that being the case where the higher ups at Game Freak are like, oh well, look, we need the line to go up, so just put the least amount of effort in possible for the most return. Like, I agree, I could see that totally being the case. but I'm not entirely sure myself. Like, I definitely think that Game Freak has problems. Like, I definitely feel like some of the stuff they do is kind of just weird. That's the other thing, is like Japanese companies are just kind of weird sometimes, you know? They just function differently than everyone else does. I think it just genuinely could be a case that like Game Freak finally figured out what they're doing, you know? Like, again, the majority of these games that are coming out for the Switch 2, I'm not buying on launch because I just don't have the money to. Yeah. I mean, I I felt that Legends did pretty well. Like, just like as a standalone game, Legends was pretty good.
My druthers.
Yeah. Why kill the yellow gobs? The yellow gobs are mostly harmless, but their whole thing, at least from what I've seen, is that if you don't take care of them, they'll just run off into the caves and find more enemies to come and kill you. They'll just run deeper into the cave away from you to go find more enemies to come deal with you. Let's see, what time are we at? We're at about an hour and a half into stream. I'm getting kinda... My voice is starting to feel a little weird. I feel like I need to, like, take a break. Or just end stream for right now. So I think I'm gonna do like a little bit of clean up here and probably take a break. I don't think I'm gonna go grab lunch just yet. I think I'm gonna like just take a break for a little while. Yeah, I'm out of water. Alright. So I think for now I'm probably just gonna end stream here for now. I did so much talking today that I have a headache and my voice is starting to hurt a little bit because I'm not used to doing this. So I think for now I'm I know I said yesterday I'm probably gonna stream later tonight, and then I didn't. I just got a little busy playing something else. So I think what's gonna happen is I might legitimately just uh play something else tonight. I think I'm gonna look for I'm gonna pull up my Twitch here. See if there is Oh yes, okay. One of my friends is live, so I think let me pull them up on stream real quick. I think we're gonna um I'm still new to this, but like one of the things I need to get into the habit of doing now is like rating other people. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So reduce point raid, control V. Does that work? No, is it? Yeah, there we go. That's it. It didn't even grab the name correctly. I don't think. Me just. There we go. And does that work? Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna send you over to a friend of mine. We're gonna go over to a friend of mine's channel, and I will see you all guys another time. Um, I'm just gonna send us over to a friend of mine for a little cause I'm trying to like get better about this whole rating, like the whole streaming thing. So I'm trying to get stuff set up, stuff figured out, whatnot. So yeah, we're gonna go raid my friend Frozen, and yeah. I'm gonna end stream, and I hope to see you guys another time.